Once upon a time, in a strange and quiet version of the United States, a United States where things were not quite as they are now, there lived a king. Yes, a king. Not a president or a governor, not a senator or mayor, but a real live king. And he was known far and wide as King Ernest the Sleepless. He lived in a great rectangular palace in the middle of a place once called Nebraska. His palace had beige carpets and beige curtains and beige teacups. Everything in the palace was exactly the same shade of light, non-committal oatmeal. And no one ever changed a thing, because King Ernest liked things just the way they were, safe, quiet, and, most of all, boring. King Ernest had ruled for 47 years. Nobody quite remembered how he became king. Some said he'd simply shown up one day, wearing corduroy slippers and carrying a clipboard, and declared, "I am here to make things less exciting." And the people, already tired of noise and novelty, said, "That sounds nice," and gave him a crown made of dried wheat and silence. King Ernest didn't do much ruling. He spent most of his days sitting on his throne of mild concern, listening to reports about national nap times and updates on the committee for proper dusting. His kingdom was a gentle place. There were no wars, no loud music, and certainly no fireworks. Laws were passed only on Tuesdays, and only if everyone agreed. And even then they were mostly about sock organization or making sure all sandwiches had crusts cut off neatly. But despite the calmness and the quiet, poor King Ernest could not sleep. Every night he would lie in his very plain, very firm royal bed, staring at the beige ceiling. His thoughts wandered, though not in any particularly exciting direction. He'd think about which pencil sharpener worked best. He'd think about the proper order of cereal boxes on the pantry shelf. He'd worry about whether tomorrow's meeting on yawn quality control might run 3 minutes late. And still, he could not sleep. His royal advisers tried everything. One suggested soft lullabies played on the triangle. Another brought in a national council of yawn experts to give him a bedtime lecture on the life cycle of moss. Still another developed a pillow made of precisely 23% fluff, 33% air, and 44% gentle disinterest. But nothing worked. One day, King Ernest summoned his royal boredom minister, a woman named Doris, who once wrote a 500-page treatise on the history of neutral colors. He asked, "Doris, why can everyone sleep except me?" Doris blinked slowly. "Your Majesty," she said, "perhaps you are too committed to making everything boring. Maybe your mind is tired of being calm." This shocked the king so much that he almost spilled his lukewarm chamomile tea. Too boring? Him? "But," he sputtered, "I am the king of boredom. I outlawed jazz." Doris nodded. "Yes, Your Majesty, but even boredom needs balance." So reluctantly, the king agreed to try something he had never done before, a bedtime story. But not just any story, a dull story. A slow, rambling, entirely unimportant story with no conflict, no twist, and no real ending. And so Doris began. Once, long ago, in a village shaped almost exactly like a potato, there lived a man who collected rubber bands. His name was Herman, and he had exactly 439 rubber bands sorted by width, bounce factor, and how much they reminded him of Tuesday.